Well, for the next segment today, we're going to get into some politics. A little bit of politics. Nothing crazy today. I got a couple things we're going to do. But Nabil's going to lead us into the first one that he wanted to discuss, which is...
the expiration of SNAP benefits slash... what else? HEAP, WIC.
Basically, any
so the government shutdown, basically?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's all...
Or the programs that are getting shut down because of
They're programs that are affected, that probably affect the most people based on the government shutdowns. There were supposed to be, I guess the last possible votes to stop this from happening were supposed to be Monday?
Wednesday?
Mm-hmm. I thought it was Monday.
They did have...
How would he know? I'm kidding.
Wow.
It's a serious topic, Art.
All right, don't be a dick during a serious topic.
How would I know on
just
the last
because
one?
you're well off.
I'm not taking that. This whole thing, I disagree with this government shutdown 100%.
I know.
For everybody.
No.
But that's why
Including
it can be a joking matter for you.
government
because
workers.
you're so rich.
Oh, it's not funny.
I thought his name was Art, but
Whatever.
are you rich in Art?
Well, Rich, that's why we call him Dick.
Wow.
Yeah. Because he's rich. All right, go ahead.
So what do we have here? 42 million Americans or 20 million households are expected to lose access to all of those benefits.
Now, can I say something before we get into it?
Yeah, 100%.
Why are we in a situation where that many Americans need this government assistance when everybody, everywhere, at least is hiring a minimum wage job, which is, $15 an hour in New York, which isn't too bad, actually, honestly.
Well, the job market is a lot different than it was. It's cooled down a lot.
Well, they say
sure
a lot of the people that got on this program, it happened during COVID because a lot of places shut down. So a lot of families got on this program and never got off of it.
So are we talking about people shouldn't be on the program
I'm
then,
saying
or
that-
about the government shutdown?
Well, that
and
ties into both.
The loss of the program.
Why are so many people on this to begin with? It's a huge number.
I'm sure there are a lot of different reasons. I mean, like there are people like what you're talking about that could stand to get a job and then would not be eligible.
Correct.
I'm sure there are a fair amount of people that are like disabled or other like not able to do that. So
Sure, of
they're
course there's people
on
like
those
that.
programs.
And
for
you're
those
talking
reasons.
about that total you gave, that number was for all those programs. So, I mean...
Yeah, well, this one is specifically supplemental nutritional assistance program.
Oh, that was just SNAP.
Just
benefits.
SNAP.
Oh,
And usually if someone qualifies for that, they're going to qualify for a HEAP and all the other government programs too. So it won't be just this one program that they qualify for.
Yeah, and I just want to be clear. I don't know if everybody understands this, but a lot of times the way these SNAP EBT things work is the state gives the money and then they get reimbursed by the government, because the government has said, okay, we'll be responsible monetarily, but we want you as the states to figure out how best to run these programs.
Right.
However it works best for you individually, you set your criterion or whatever. So what this really kind of boils down to is the states don't want to allocate the funds because the government isn't going to pay them back, essentially.
Okay.
well,
That's a hot take on it.
their funds have been shut off like the government shutdown.
Right.
For
So-
Christ's sake.
Yeah, I would say in some cases though,
You
like
set it up on a box.
they would be that's not going to stay.
Let Steve take care of it like he does everything.
Oh, that's good, Steve.
You sons of bitches. I got to keep talking.
Right. The money's being shut off.
So they're shutting it off also. I mean, it's
Right.
they don't have the money coming in for that.
I think in some cases it's like that, like they funnel it, and in other cases they might have it and they're just gonna give it, and because they it's like when you go to the bank and it's got the FDIC
Right.
and there's like, okay, well we're good for this amount because the government's gonna back it. Same idea. Okay, we'll dispense this much money to the people because we know the government's gonna back us on it. Government shut down, they're not gonna get reimbursed for it, so they're like, whoa, we don't want to just let this go.
Right.
So, I'm curious, and I haven't looked into this number. And I'm going to check it right now. How many people do you think in New York are being affected by this? Since this is the state that we live in.
Probably the second most in the country, I would think.
Probably-
California.
Yeah, California is probably the first. But while you're looking that up, like I said, I don't understand why so many families are on this when there's so many career. I mean, we were correction officers.
Yeah.
And we made quite a bit doing that. It was a terrible job. It was life absorbing, but they paid you well and you had good benefits.
Well,
yeah.
Anybody in this area right now without a felony conviction can go get that job. The problem is they don't want to do it because it's not a great job. But if you want, I
Well, not
guarantee
everybody could do that
Well,
either. Like a 45, 50-year-old
sure,
woman
45.
might not.
There's people that are in their
necessarily-
60s and 65s that do that job.
But it might not be.
If
for
you're
everybody.
physically capable of doing it, you can do it. You choose not to do it. But you can get a job that,
Oh, yeah. Go.
holy shit, Nabil.
I got off.
Turn your volume off.
Hello.
Thank you. Oh my God. But
continue
you
your
can
rant.
go into that job, and I guarantee you, your first year, you're making six figures. Because of the mandatory overtime right now, you're going to be over $100,000 a year with great benefits and a retirement. But a lot of people choose. This was just
And there's
posted on the roll.
Other jobs.
There's a lot of
But
other
that's
jobs.
a
But I'm
more.
saying that is a high-paying job that you can get today, and
But
you
that
can
one I
stay
could see
in
a
this
lot
area.
of people not doing.
Okay, but if you're in a dire situation, I didn't love the job. I hated the job, but I did it because I knew what the benefits of it were. So I did it, got the 25 years in, and got out. Anybody can do that right now.
So you're
as we
saying like
speak.
a 45-year-old single mother. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Right.
So you're going to go in,
right?
and then just start not being home. I mean, do they have an academy anymore?
No.
So you don't
Wait,
have to do-
there's an academy. Yeah,
So
there's
you're
an
going to be
academy.
gone for 6 weeks. So now you
Okay.
need full-time daycare or
Right.
something.
Or somebody to
So,
watch.
okay.
I don't know who's
That's
going to do
fine.
that. Well, you're gone for 5 days a week.
That's true.
Who's going to watch your kids?
Hopefully, if him. If you
Oh.
you're talking about a rare, obscure situation.
But I'm saying for
that's
that
probably
job,
5% of the
there's
people.
plenty
on it.
of jobs that
Nothing
a
that
healthy
pays like
person
that
could.
you can go right in with a high school with a GED. You can get that job.
No, but a person could go and work. You're going to get $15 an hour anywhere,
which is really isn't that much.
It's actually
No,
honestly.
it's actually
But-
about 15.50 in New York.
That's still terrible.
I'm just saying, I could see people. There's a lot of problems with taking that job with instantly.
There are.
You would have to
But
plan ahead to
long-term,
take that. Yeah.
it would
It's
pay
be-
its
it-
dividends.
Don't get me wrong. I
tenfold.
love the job.
It's
I
best
had
for
it- I
single,
know you did.
single people
I
with
know you did.
flexibility.
But it's not a job. I don't think for everybody.
But if you got a whole family and you got a father and a mother and kids, send the father. Have him go do it. You can get a job today. You can go get a job.
yes,
Yeah.
But
So-
some people choose not to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
I
on
got,
them.
I got our figures here. So 3 million are going to be affected in New York. So if the number was, what did we say? 42 million?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 5%. Or no, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, it'd be like 7 to 8%
Yeah,
because you
7.
figure like 4.2 would be 10%.
Right.
So I mean that's a decent
that's a
percentage
significant
though, of
number.
the United States.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
That being said, based on the fact that I said, we got the funding comes, to the state and then the state, disperses.
Reimbursed.
Our governor, who I know you're not a fan of,
Hater.
did unlock $41 million in emergency funds to make up the difference for.
so they have
the money.
SNAP benefits.
So in New York, it will be funded
But now, if you want to go back to
as
the
of
root,
October 27th.
how many votes have they had to reopen the government with a clean, continuing resolution?
That's what I thought we were going to be
How many?
more working on.
Like almost 13, I think. And this isn't like the Republicans are just demanding more and more things. This is keep things the way they are. We'll extend it and we'll talk about the things they want to talk about. This is just to get the government reopened. And almost every single Democrat has voted no. Why is that? Why would you not vote yes for a continuing resolution which doesn't change anything other than the fact that it'll open the government and get people their benefits that actually need them?
Because
They should.
because they're a year out from midterms and they want to look like they're fighting the opposition.
Yeah, that's all they want to do is
But this-
they'll do everything they can to make Trump look bad, even if it helps their constituents.
this
Now-
is bad for everybody.
Yes.
Now, in
I mean,
fairness-
for both sides. It's
in
not, I don't
fairness,
think
it's-
they're-
Now, if you look at polls, Republicans are polling higher, Democrats are polling lower on this specific topic.
I did,
And that was
see-
off of CNN.
I did see something that also said that the president could do an executive action to free up funds.
Do you know all about that? Because I read a little bit of. I'm not well versed in it.
What is this?
I'm,
He
I'm
has
not
fund the
super
government
well versed
somehow?
either.
No, just to specifically fund this program.
Yeah,
It's
there is.
not the government
He does
itself.
have an option to circumvent it and that he hasn't taken.
Right.
I don't
But
know all the
problem
details
right
either.
now isn't in the presidential
No,
branch.
it's
It is in
not.
the Senate.
It's not.
The
But-
Senate is where it already passed. It already passed Congress.
Yes.
And
But-
I know
but-
SNAP benefits are important to a lot of people, millions of people that you're talking about. But not only that, what about all the government employees who aren't
They're all
getting
laid
paid?
off.
They're all
I know.
furloughed.
I know a bunch of them.
So a lot of them are probably trying to get SNAP benefits right now and stuff. I mean, honestly, I know the food lines in DC and stuff have been long because people need help. And I mean, this is just.
So
I know what the Democrats are trying to push for here, but this is the wrong way to go about it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But
The government and this, I think there should be a resolution where they can never shut the government down. This should not be
agree.
something that we have to worry about year after year.
Here's the other thing about that, though, too.
And there are some things getting put in now during
Hopefully.
but I don't think they're going to pass.
Let's say that we all come to a consensus and we say that it is the Democrats who are holding this up.
It's not just the Democrats.
No, it is.
I agree.
It 100% is the Democrats
Let's
right
just-
now. How
no.
can you say it's not?
Because the Republicans could give them what they want and open the
So the
government
Republicans
too.
just give them nonsense. The Republicans aren't asking for anything.
Well, no.
All they need are 6 Democrats to come over and say yes to keeping things exactly
And
the way
I'm
they
not
are right now.
disagreeing with that.
So how are you saying it's the Republicans' fault? They're
I'm not
giving
saying-
them an olive branch. You just said that.
No, let me
You
finish.
just said it's both.
Well, go ahead. Keep
couldn't
talking.
either.
No, let's hear how you think it's both.
All I'm saying is the Democrats could just come over and just do that
6
and
of
end
them.
it right now.
Right.
Or the Republicans could say, okay, we'll extend the Medicaid as far as the emergency payments that they're talking about.
Right.
And that would end it also.
But-
Both sides could end it.
But everything is a compromise, correct?
They could both compromise,
So-
is what I'm saying.
But if
Either side
the
could
Republicans do that, Democrats aren't compromising at all. They're not giving up anything to get what they want.
That's all I'm saying is either side could end it.
Well, Trump can end it.
Right.
But that's not the right way to do it.
That's
No,
what I'm getting at.
that's not.
That's why we. That's
But
why
that's not what I'm saying
All
either.
these idiots out there, no king in it. This is what they want. Now they want Trump to just be a king and end it.
Well, hold on.
That doesn't make any
Hold on,
sense.
let me-
No, nobody's
can I- let me
saying that.
That's exactly what they're saying.
I tried starting a point here. and
Nobody
it's-
here
Not
is
here,
saying.
no, but in the world, that's what they're
You're
saying.
getting all worked up. Relax.
This is the whole point of a political comment.
But we don't disagree. You're just yelling.
Well, that's how you get your point across,
No, that's
obviously.
not how you get your point.
Then
make
it's
any
not a
sense.
discussion.
Go ahead.
So again, I'm starting this by saying let's assume that it's the Democrats that are holding it up, not the
Right.
Republicans. We're on the same page.
We don't have to assume.
That being the case, right? If we know that they're the problem, why not have Trump be the solution, right? Let
Because-
him hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry,
In the
go.
short term, let him unlock the funds and then say, okay, I'm helping my people that need the help. Let's figure out a way to, fix this while the people are still able to eat and stay warm and stuff.
Would you want to know why?
Yeah.
Because look at the polling right now. Everybody, I'm not going to say everybody, a large majority of the country is blaming the Democrats. So why let them off the hook? I wouldn't.
Because
All they got to do.
Because it's only a few people that you're trying
a few people.
Yeah, the
It's
Democrats.
the entire party. Why they don't give Trump a pass on anything ever?
But why should
So
the American
why?
people have to suffer
They
for
shouldn't.
it?
The Democrats should step up, do the right thing, and could do a clean, which they've already voted on,
Yeah.
a clean continuing resolution, which changes nothing other than reopening the government.
Right.
But if
So why
you're-
would we let them off of that hook?
It's not off the hook. If
It is off the
If
hook.
you're Trump and you unlock the funds for the
So-
people, you get to say, "Hey, look what I did for you guys."
They're
and look
not
what
going to give a shit.
So then where do we go from here?
You do exactly what you're doing now. Make
So
them.
nothing's gonna
make
change?
6 of them come across the line and do the right
Well,
thing.
some have, so it'd be more than 6 because
It's less than
Fetterman
6.
and there's
Right.
been a few 4
Yeah,
or
so
5
they only
that
need
have
I
already.
think 4 at this point to open
Is
real.
it down to 4?
4 Democrats in the Senate just need to vote yes to continue, and while they're continuing, discuss the problems that they are bringing up currently with the health care.
But
And
then
they
when they
should.
come across and they make their 6 people say yes, which one could argue they should have in
Right.
the first place. They still get to make themselves look like the heroes now because they could say, "Well,
Absolutely.
Trump, you could have done this, but we had to do it."
They can play that. They get that card if they want to as well.
Yeah,
I'm just saying this is all down to the Democrats doing the right thing for the country. Period.
I agree 100%.
And another reason Trump won't do it is because how many protests have been out calling him a king?
doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No,
so now you want him to be a king and just do everything himself.
Well, he's not a king; it's a presidential power, so it's not being a king.
But if you look at it,
Yeah.
so
I know what you're saying.
Trump is circumventing the Senate
Yeah.
by creating these funds
When's
to pay
that-
for all these programs.
When's that ever stopped him
and
before?
that doesn't solve anything.
No, it doesn't. It's just something.
But it would help the people that need it.
Some of the people that need it.
Oh.
You're talking about funding SNAP, or pay everybody in the government that's laid off.
The SNAP.
Right, so it's not helping everybody.
No.
I mean, I agree.
42 million people's a lot.
I'm not disagreeing with helping anybody.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's not helping everybody.
No.
Well, I try to see both sides. I really do, honestly, because I watch all media. I try to
Me
figure
too.
out
Me
what both
too.
sides are
And-
thinking.
and right now,
he
both-
can laugh, but
both-
I'm very
both-
educated on both
I'm
sides.
not
Both
saying you're not
sides are
educated,
letting the
but
country down right
you
now.
don't see both sides.
I do see both sides. I absolutely do. If some side, and I've been very nice, and if some side is blatantly wrong, like in this situation, I'm going to call it out. I'm not going to go and say, "Oh, it's both of their faults." It's not both.
I
of their
agree
faults.
100% that the
I will
Democrats
call
are
it both their
completely
faults.
wrong.
100% wrong.
I think that what they're trying to do with Medicaid in this is right.
To a degree. Yes.
But they're going about this in the wrong way. The government
Yes.
should not be shut down,
Nope.
and I would never say that it should be. I
agree.
I disagree completely, and I think this is going to backfire on them.
Yep,
All
I
right,
agree completely.
Last thought about this before I know you said you got a video.
I got a fun video for you guys. Yeah, absolutely.
So I know you said that it should be a compromise, and if the Republicans came across to the Democrats for this, and they were the ones to give the Democrats what they wanted, it wouldn't be much of a compromise for the Democrats. What are the Democrats getting when they come and compromise right now?
Once they figure out what the deal is as far as all of the SNAP programs, getting them back open, get that going, get the government reopened, then get into this healthcare situation. Well, and if there's a compromise, it can be anybody that the state pays for through Medicaid. If they go to get emergency care, has to be a U.S. citizen. Otherwise, the state is responsible.
And you know what else they should do? If they were smart, and they obviously aren't, they should, like you said, reopen everything and let's talk. And then they should say, here, Republicans, this is yours. Fund it however you want. If you don't want to pay everybody, you're going to own it. This is on you.
Right.
And then if millions of people get upset and it's a big deal, then they'll lose in another election down the road.
You're right.
But they're not doing that. No. And this is terrible for everybody. Nobody's winning in this.
And it looks terrible more so for the Democrats than the Republicans right now.
And for our whole country, not that it really matters.
Well, we're one of the few countries that actually have a situation where we can be in the situation, which we should be grateful for.
Uh,
But for us, who was it, Mellon, the guy that gave them the $132 million or whatever for
Bank
the
of New York
military there?
No, I don't know.
That's
to
embarrassing.
reopen the military.
For the U.S. government to be taking handouts from people, they should have said no, because we don't really, doesn't do much.
That's true.
But,
yeah, what's $132 million for the military-industrial complex?
It's like
I think it's just to pay people.
It's actually over $1 billion. But
yeah, it's quite a bit. Someone donated.
But yeah, so
that's where that whole program is, and hopefully we're hoping they get their heads out of their asses and get things going again.
And like you said, people are losing out on SNAP and HEAP and what was the other one?
WIC.
WIC.
Well, we see how this plays out. Hopefully, it's resolved. Well, I don't know.
I don't see it. I don't see how it's ending. It's gonna at some point, but
well, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out, and when it does, we'll discuss that too. Nice. Maybe not as animated because it won't be as exciting. But I'm gonna put a video up. Now, the only part we're gonna watch.
Now, is this to do with this?
No,
the government.
This has to do more with all the news agencies that are interviewing all these people out there protesting over ICE. And they're protesting over Trump being a king and how they think it's an oligarchy and how they got to stop all the fascists. This is just one example of one person. I think we'll see what news agency actually was interviewing him, but it's kind of fun because it shows his interview and how he's sitting there all innocent, kind of like you guys when I say no to you. You sit there, but when I say no to you guys for your stupid ideas. You guys all pout like, this happened. This is so woe is me. And this is how this guy is during this interview. And then they have actual footage of him in the streets, how he spoke to ICE officials. So let's just watch it, and then you can give me your opinion on it. Now, hold on a second, I get it. Here we go.
Only 4'6", and I can't see. What harm was I going to do to them?
Is this the guy you're talking about?
Tell me what to do, you have no idea how much I would like to beat the shit out of you. Hey!
Is he blind?
I'm your goddamn brain! Hell yeah, I hope somebody kills you guys!
That's nice.
I decided that I was going to sit. So I was sitting in the grass.
He's blind.
And my legs were just barely
this poor guy.
in the driveway. And they came up. I think there were 6 of them. And they grabbed me. And they started to drag me.
Hey, they're rolling him.
That would play.
Can't get much nicer than
the
that.
driveway on the ground. And they put their foot or something on my back. And some part of them on my neck. It was scary.
There's nothing in my socks, so feet are too small.
Being dragged across the ground when you can't see
holding
what's
a teddy
happening
bear
around you. They call Portland a war zone. The only people that's making it a war zone is ICE.
Shut up! Shut up! Don't talk! Do not talk!
So that is an example of the kind of people that are out there protesting and then proclaim to be so innocent. Oh, I was just protesting. And he was screaming, he hopes they die, screaming into a microphone, trespassed intentionally. But this one show has him on just crying. Oh, woe is me. That's the kind
Well,
of
they did
shit.
show him.
I like
they,
the teddy
they showed
bear.
him yelling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, she cut that.
No,
part.
no,
You mean
no.
a different show just showed the-
this
that was not
No,
her
that was
show.
not part of the initial
Did that.
one.
Oh.
The initial one was, I think it might even been CNN that was interviewing them and showing how horrible these protesters are treated. And then that's how they treat law enforcement.
Well, he is a blind guy.
Well, who cares?
Well, I'm just
I don't
saying,
care.
what is he
And-
going to do?
And do you know he's blind?
Yes,
Or
you
is he
could-
just sitting there squinting? Oh,
He had-
I'm blind.
Well, I mean,
I
in the
can't
street,
see.
he had the stick,
And,
too.
oh, so what? Who
I mean,
cares?
you think
if
he
you're
can
an
see?
asshole, I think
And he's
if
pretending
I
to
think
be
if
blind?
he's just out there, he has some vision. I don't
I'm
think
not
he's
saying-
I don't think he's seeing black.
I'm not saying he's right for what he was yelling. Nobody should be yelling about wanting them to die.
The whole point of this scene was to show what the
Yeah,
media portrays and then the reality of
no,
the
I
situation.
say I get what you're saying.
And it was, I mean, this is just one example of countless ones that I've seen over the last few weeks from these protests. They are disgusting, horrible, manipulative, horrible people. I just said horrible
But you're
twice,
kind of in the
'cause
middle.
That's how they
right?
are.
You're kind of in the
I
middle.
am very in the
whole
middle of this
thing.
country. When you treat law enforcement like that, that's exactly, you should be dragged away. They shouldn't have put your ass on a car. They should have grabbed you by the neck and thrown you wherever the hell they had to throw you.
So isn't that as bad as what he's saying?
Nope.
So they should pick a blind guy up and throw
You're
him by the
saying
neck.
blind
I
because
think
he said he's
I
blind.
think he didn't say it.
Where are you? What Art?
I think he's blind.
What? Where are you? Over here? Anybody can do that.
I know,
Anybody
but
can.
You think that's what that
I
was
think he's doing it to get sympathy. Absolutely.
So when he was on the street screaming, "I hope you die," he had the cane.
Okay.
So you think he
you're
was
saying-
carrying the cane
Yeah.
so that they'd be
yeah.
nice to him while he screamed, "I hope you die"?
Yes. 100%
I
yes.
doubt that.
I don't think so.
100% yes.
That's okay.
I
We
think
know-
they'll do
I have no way of
anything
knowing.
I don't
they
think-
need to do to manipulate people into thinking they're
Yes,
in the right in
of
this
course.
I
situation.
don't think blind or not blind, you're going to get any special treatment after you yell that at somebody.
Spin is
They were
nothing
disgusting.
new.
But
have
I'm
been-
saying, like, right, whether he has his eyes open or closed.
Exactly. If you
but
treat
if he's
people
yelling
like that,
yeah, I don't
absolutely.
think they care.
And
Right,
then while
right.
they were pat frisking him, even after they dragged him in, according to him, they were pat frisking. He's still screaming at him, calling him effing retards
Well,
and
they were
stuff like
checking
that.
his diaper.
Oh my god! But that was just a fun example,
was
and
wearing Depends.
and if you want to see more, there's a bunch of them all over YouTube. This is what the media puts out there, and why these other idiots go out there and march for no kings. This is the same nonsense. The same thing happens all the time.
Nonsense.
That's all I wanted to do. That was it.
Okay.
That was pretty fun, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. That's it for our political
It's
segment this
very
week.
moderate.
That's it. Thank you. Thank you for watching Two Studs and a Dud. Please like, subscribe, and share this video.